Let's be direct, she's not rejecting sex, she's rejecting you. The truth is that most men are incapable of initiating intimacy effectively, and the reason isn't shyness, nor the supposed complexity of women. It's the belief that asking for sex diminishes them as men, which, ironically, is precisely what makes them invisible to her. Today, you will understand a lesson that few dare to teach. Women don't repel sex. They repel men who are incapable of generating desire. This applies as much to those who ask for permission as if they were begging for affection, as it does to those who are excessively passive, waiting for her to show willingness. But guess what? Women feel desire just as much as you do. They seek intimacy, but with a man who understands a fundamental principle. Female desire is not requested, it is provoked. This is where psychology and Stoicism meet, as it's not about manipulating her, but about transforming yourself into the type of man she naturally desires. A man who doesn't need to plead, pressure, or play the victim. Most men think that to achieve intimacy, they need to take her on multiple dates, wait for the ideal moment, and be patient until she feels ready. What they don't understand is that her decision about you is made in the first few minutes. The rest of the time is just a confirmation of that initial decision. If you don't know how to interpret her signals, lead the interaction, or act with clear masculine intent, her attraction dissipates, and you are left frustrated, questioning what you did wrong. The uncomfortable truth is this: she expects you to take the initiative, not for you to advance like a desperate man, but for you to demonstrate confidence, a contained sexual energy, and clarity of purpose. And that, my friend, requires training, not with ready-made phrases from TikTok or cheap mind games, but with a solid mindset, with presence, and with stoicism. The Stoic man doesn't react to rejection, doesn't depend on approval, and that is why he generates so much desire. In this video, you will learn the psychological method to activate female desire without needing to say a single direct word. How to use the power of your masculine presence so that she is the one to take the next step. And above all, how to stop seeming needy and start inspiring genuine attraction. Prepare yourself, because if you continue to ask for sex like a child asks for candy, you will never know what it is to be truly desired by a woman. 1. The man who does not react excites. I'll say it bluntly, you are too reactive and it makes you seem weak and desperate. Most men today react to a woman's every move. If she takes a long time to answer a message, they get anxious. If she posts a photo, they immediately analyze if it was a hint. If she doesn't show interest, they get offended or start pursuing her more intensely. My friend, if everything she does or doesn't do affects you, you are not in control. She is. This annihilates her desire. For a woman to feel real attraction, she needs to feel that she is with an emotionally stable man, a man who doesn't crumble with a cold response, who doesn't seek validation in every glance, and who doesn't need a positive reaction to maintain his identity. This type of man is a rarity today, and that's why he is so valuable. The man who doesn't react impulsively, who maintains his center, and who doesn't need to force situations, becomes a challenge for her. And even if she doesn't admit it, this excites her, because it shows that he is not trying to please her. He is simply living from his own power. If she wants to join him, great. If not, that's fine too. This generates tension, creates mystery, and awakens a woman's deepest desire, making her wonder, who is this man who needs nothing from me to feel complete? Many men have not built themselves internally. They lack purpose, vision, and emotional strength. Therefore, they react to everything, constantly seeking female approval, which makes them predictable. She can read their emotions from a distance, smell their neediness, and although she won't say it, she loses respect and attraction. The Stoic man, on the other hand, is not cold, but he is also not weak. He feels, but he doesn't let himself be carried away by his emotions. He observes, but he doesn't act on impulse. He is so focused on his own path that he doesn't need her to give him signals to advance. It is at this point that she feels attracted, not because he pursues her, but because she feels she cannot control him, and that is irresistible. Therefore, if you react to every gesture, every message, every silence, stop now. Your value does not lie in her response, but in your own response to yourself. 2. Your sexual energy speaks louder than your words. Many men believe the secret is to say the right things, that a perfect speech or beautiful phrases will make a woman surrender. They don't understand a basic principle. Your body communicates before your mouth does. If your sexual energy is not aligned, she will notice. You can claim to be confident and experienced, but if your gaze falters, your body is tense, and your energy screams for validation, she will not hear your words, but rather your insecurity. And here is an uncomfortable truth. Many modern men have repressed their sexual energy so much that they no longer know how to express it with power. They hide it, minimize it, and camouflage it with overly nice behavior. And then they wonder why she doesn't respond or why there is no chemistry. Wake up, my friend. You are not here to hide your desire, but to learn to direct it, to contain it, and to master it. This doesn't mean being aggressive or lunging without thinking. It means being able to feel desire without becoming a slave to it. And this is projected. A woman knows perfectly well when a man is in control of his energy, and when he is desperate for attention. You don't need to say you want her. She feels it in your gaze, in your posture, in your presence. But if that energy comes from anxiety, from neediness, from the hope of being chosen, she closes off. This is why Stoicism is important. A Stoic man is not cold, he is strong. He is not passive, he is centered. He knows who he is, what he wants, and doesn't need to shout to be noticed. His sexual energy is part of his masculine power. If you repress it, you lose presence. If you let it overflow, you lose respect. But if you control it, she feels it and she desires. It's time to master your desire, not to hide it. 3. Female desire is silent, not logical. Countless men continue to fail with women because they believe that desire is a mathematical equation. If they are good, attentive, and patient, she will eventually want to be with them. But no, desire does not work that way. It is not logical. It is emotional and silent. She might say she wants a respectful, stable, and sensitive man, and at the same time, feel completely attracted to someone who fits none of those descriptions. Why? Because what she says doesn't always correspond to what she feels, and if you treat her words as rational instructions, you will lose repeatedly. Female desire is born in the body, not in the mind. It is born from energy, from tension, from mystery. It is not discussed, not argued, not won with logic. This is where men get frustrated. But I did everything right, why didn't it work? She said she wasn't ready, but days later she was with someone else. The answer is this: you don't have to understand what she wants. You have to understand how desire works. She can say she likes you, that she respects you, that you are a great guy, and still not feel the slightest spark because you didn't move her inside. You were too available, too predictable, too proper. Desire is not reasoned with, it is felt. This means you cannot force it or win it with arguments. You need to provoke it with presence, with masculinity, with mystery, and above all, with the confidence that you don't need her to feel it. It is in that exact moment that she begins to feel it. 4. Stop asking for permission. Lead or lose. A brutal truth that no one tells you. When you ask for permission, you lose power. And if you lose power, you lose attraction. We are not suggesting you be a jerk, that you force her, or that you be disrespectful. We are saying that a woman wants to feel that you know what you are doing, not that you are waiting for her to guide you step by step like a child. When a man asks, "Can I kiss you? Can I hug you? Is it okay if we go to bed?" She doesn't interpret this as respect, but as doubt, insecurity, and a lack of leadership. And that kills desire in seconds. Why? Because female desire is reactive. She reacts to what you project. If you project doubt, she responds with coldness. If you project confidence without saying a word, she responds with desire. This is where Stoicism becomes fundamental. A Stoic man does not ask for permission to lead. He simply does it with calm, presence, and certainty. And if she doesn't agree, she will communicate it, and he won't fall apart because of it. Ironically, most of the time, she wants it, but she was just waiting for you to have the courage to make the move. Classic example: you are with a woman at your place, the interaction is flowing. She laughs, looks at you, gets closer. You desire her, but instead of acting with intention, you ask, "Can I kiss you?" She frowns, gives a half-hearted smile, and says, "Better not yet." What happened? The moment died. She was already ready, but you made her hesitate because you hesitated first. Now imagine the opposite. You are present. You look at her. You get closer without saying anything. She feels the energy, the moment, the tension. Your leadership is not verbal, it's physical. And for her, that is irresistible. To stop asking for permission is not to be aggressive. It is to trust so much in your own energy that you understand when she is receptive without her needing to verbalize it. That is how a man leads, and that is how she decides to follow him. 5. She doesn't want sex with weak men. This is going to hurt, but it's necessary. A woman doesn't reject sex. She rejects the energy of the one proposing it. And when that energy is loaded with neediness, insecurity, or doubt, her attraction shuts down. It's not that she doesn't like sex or isn't ready. It's that she cannot feel attracted to a man who behaves as if he doesn't believe he deserves it. This is where most men go wrong. They believe that being overly good, polite, or respectful is what wins women over, but they don't understand that this awakens friendship, sympathy, and trust, but not desire. Female desire is connected to masculine strength, not aggression, but direction, clarity, the confidence of a man who knows what he wants and doesn't need validation to act. A woman doesn't fantasize about the man who asks, "Is it okay if I kiss you?" She fantasizes about the one who approaches with a firm gaze, a solid presence, and makes her feel something in her stomach without saying a word. But this cannot be faked. It has to be real. And that's where your inner work as a man comes in. Because if you doubt yourself, if you are afraid of rejection, if you feel inferior, your body communicates it, your energy reveals it. And even if you say the right words, she will feel that there is no power behind them. And what does a woman do when she feels that? She puts you in the category of nice guy, but who doesn't excite me? Stop seeking approval. Stop waiting for the perfect signal. Start connecting with yourself, with your desire, without shame. Stoicism is not about repressing what you feel, but about mastering it, having control without the need to hide your intention. Because a man who can contain his desire without depending on her, that man becomes magnetic, and she notices, not by what he says, but by how he moves, how he enters a room, how he looks at her without apologizing for desiring her. That type of man is not weak, and that is why she wants to be intimate with him. 6. Make her suggest it first. The trick. This is one of the most powerful and least discussed truths about female desire. When a woman feels that the decision came from her, the desire becomes exponentially stronger. It's not that you can't initiate or have to wait passively. The psychological trick is to provoke the atmosphere, not to impose the intention. Most men make the mistake of pressing, of wanting to rush things, saying things like, "When is something going to happen between us? I like you so much I can't stand it anymore." Or, "Don't you want to spend the night with me?" With these words, they destroy everything because there is no more mystery, no more tension, no more choice. She feels she has to decide, not that she wants to decide, and therein lies the key. A woman gets excited when she feels that she was the one who crossed the line, not when you pushed her. How is this achieved? With your presence, your nonverbal language, your gaze, your tone, your calm. She needs to feel that contained sexual charge, that desire you are not verbalizing but that is palpable in the air. The calmer you are, the less you say, the more comfortable you are with the silence, the more uncomfortable it becomes for her not to act. And if she feels safe, if there is a connection, and if you know how to generate emotional tension without anxiety, she will be the one to make the suggestion, but not with explicit words. Sometimes it will be a phrase like, "Are you going to stay a little longer? Are you always this calm?" Or, "With you, I feel strange, kind of nervous." Translation: I'm feeling things and I'm opening the door. You are at her place or yours. Everything is flowing. You are close. You don't touch her immediately. You don't invade her space. You are just there, calm, unhurried, talking quietly. Your gaze is firm but relaxed. At one point she falls silent, bites her lip, looks at you and says, "Are you always this sure of yourself?" and gets a little closer. Done. You didn't ask, you didn't force, you provoked. Desire is not activated with words but with well-directed energy. And when you create the space without anxiety or pressure, she feels free to choose, and she chooses you. That is the trick that few understand. If you have to ask a woman for sex, you have already lost. Yes, it's as raw as it sounds. Because if you need to convince her to be with you, it means she doesn't feel it naturally. And when the desire doesn't come from her, what you get is not intimacy, it's charity. I know this sentence will hurt many, but it is exactly what you need to hear. So many men strive to please women, not to bother them, and they forget the most important thing. You are not here to beg for desire. You are here to provoke it, not with empty tricks or phrases from the internet, but with presence, with authentic masculine energy, with self-mastery, and with a life that fulfills you with or without her. When you stop chasing and start attracting, everything changes. The true power of a man is not in what he says, but in how he enters a room, how he maintains eye contact, how he endures silence without nervousness. And if you are not there yet, great. This channel exists for that, to help you awaken, to train your mind, your energy, and your presence as a Stoic man in a world of lost men. If something I said today resonated with you, perfect. Leave it in the comments. Tell me your experience. Has this happened to you? Have you ever asked for permission and felt you lost all power? Leave your comment below as I read everything and will respond. I want this to be more than a channel. I want it to be a community of men tired of being invisible, weak, and manipulable. Men who are ready to build respect, magnetism, and power from the inside out. If you are one of them, subscribe, turn on notifications, and prepare to see the female world with different eyes. Because once you understand this, there is no going back.